We're back with another episode of Wonderkid to Superstar, and I can build this up in no other way than saying I think I've found one of the greatest ever Football Manager centre-back Wonderkids. Hi everybody, Jake here for FMSCOUT and welcome to another episode of Wonderkid to Superstar, where we take a Wonderkid, put them to the maximum end of their potential range and see what kind of player you might be able to get if you were to sign them in your save. Before we get into all of that though, as usual, don't forget to like the video if you do enjoy. If we could get 250 likes on this video, that would really help in terms of pushing these videos out to as many people as possible. Subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to check out my channel, linked in the description. And finally, before we get into the video, a shout out to today's sponsor, SPITCH. SPITCH is a fantasy football app available for people in the UK, Ireland, Germany and Austria over the age of 18. Unlike normal fantasy football content, which focuses on season-long formats, SPITCH is more focused in on weekly tournaments where you can enter your teams to win prizes. There's both free leagues and paid-for leagues, all of which have their own unique rewards and things to win. All you need to do to get involved is check out the link in the description, download the app. From there, you'll have to register. You might have to show your ID to get set up, but then once you're done, you can pick your team as you're seeing me do on screen right now. You can then select your captain for bonus points and use the statistical analysis features in SPITCH to give yourself the best chance possible of beating the competition and of proving that you're the best fantasy football manager out there. So thank you again, SPITCH, for sponsoring the video. Don't forget to check it out. We'd greatly appreciate it, and hopefully you'll have fun on there too. But with that being said, let's get back to the video. So we are here with Psg Paris Saint-Germain, the team in France that everybody is scared of in Football Manager because they always sign every single Wonderkid under the sun. Well, it seems they might have produced one of their own, and one of the best I've seen for a long time. Today's player is the hot prospect that you can see here. It's the centre-back, and bear with me if I do get his name wrong, Shaddailay Batishiyabu. The 16-year-old Frenchman starts off in the PSG youth teams and could be signed for anywhere of around £10 million upwards. It all depends on what potential range he has in your save. Speaking of potential range, this guy can be anywhere between 140 and 170. As usual with all these players, at the lower end, you're still getting a great player, and on the higher end, you're getting one of the world's best. Now, Batashiyabu has got so many good things going for him that I think he is just set up to be an absolute superstar in your save. And I'm going to run through why, but do bear with me because there's a few things we need to point out that you need to be careful with this player to get the best out of him. Firstly, physically is obviously where he stands out. The left-footed centre-back is 6'5" at the age of 16 and has physical attributes that are absolutely superb and don't even need improving in some areas. His pace and acceleration will increase over the years, but his main attributes are his strength and his ability in the air. When it comes to the actual defending, he can do a decent job of it. He can head well. He's a good tackler with some nice vision, but his passing isn't too high. Some okay mental attributes, but he does need work in all the other areas. So this is why you need to be careful with this guy. And on top of that, one thing we've got to deal with in this save is that he has a determination of 5. Now, that's probably going to be random in your saves, but you can see here, he's definitely not ready for first team football just yet. Physically, yes, but everywhere else, he's going to need some work, but he's definitely a threat in the air and will make him an absolute unit on corners. This is one of the reasons I absolutely love him. 6'5", great jumping reach, good strength, heading, balance, natural fitness. This guy is set up to physically dominate the opposition attackers. But how are we going to train him to be someone that can actually contribute to a PSG side? Well, first and foremost, his mentality isn't great in this world, so I have him mentored by some of the best players at the club in terms of their personalities. In terms of his training, I'm going to be using double intensity and focusing in on the attributes needed for that centre-back position with no additional focus, just so over the years he can grow out into a nice balanced centre-back. And tactically, nothing special. 4-2-3-1 gegenpress preset, couple of roles moved around, and we have got Batashiyabu forced in to that central defender defence position where I'm hoping he will do a great job for us. We've got a simulation up till near enough the end of his career into his 30s, and he does amazingly well. But first of all, we're just going to see how he's getting on after a few years at the club to see what kind of player you might get on the lower end of his potential range. Okay, here we are, 2025, and Batashiyabu has been a big part of this team for the last few years, and he has done incredibly well, already getting the highest average match rating at a club that has Messi, Neymar, amongst many other superstars, I am sure. How has he done so well though? Well, you can see why. This, by the way, is him at 145 current ability. So he's still got loads of room left to grow. So even if you got him on the lowest end of his potential range, you could be seeing a player of this quality. Physically monstrous. Everything now is on an amazing level. 6'6" as well. His jumping reach has gone up. His pace has evened out, but he's still strong as an ox. Great fitness, great stamina, great balance, great agility. He is probably one of the best physical centre-backs I have ever seen. Mentally, he's begun to balance out as well with his vision, positioning, leadership, decision-making, everything has gone up. I'm sure the mentoring has helped as well. His determination has now got to a level where it's at least not horrible anymore. At 9, I'd still like it to be higher, but in this save, we did get shafted pretty much right from the start. Technically, he's not setting the world alight, but he has good marking, decent tackling, decent technique, but his heading is what makes him stand out in this simulation so far. The man has been playing at the back consistently for PSG over the last few years, but have a look at just how well this man's done. He's been hitting 7+ average match ratings, but of course bear in mind he's playing for PSG in a league where defensively they should be solid anyway, but he's doing the job on a European basis as well. He is absolutely smashing it off the park. It's his goal scoring that's extremely surprising. One season scoring 5, another season scoring 7. One season where he missed 7 games, he still scored 10 goals and he's hitting over 7.5 average match ratings now. But it doesn't stop there. Like I say, this is him on the lower side of his potential range. Now I'm going to show you him in the peak of his career at the top of his powers, and he is just an unbelievable centre-back. Okay, here we are, 2033. We are over 10 years on from where our simulation started. Before we do go and have a look at how Batashiyabu has got on, don't forget to like the video if you are enjoying, and if you could be so kind, feel free to check out my channel, linked in the description. More Let's Play style Football Manager stuff with a series on the way, a new one coming soon, and some one-off rebuilds, which I'll put a few of on screen. If you want to check it out, subscribe over there. I'd greatly appreciate it. Now you can see here this PSG team has got a star scoring 42 goals, a man with 17 assists, yet the standout player still is Batashiyabu, and he is on an incredible level. Watch this when we click in on him. 5-star player. Now bear in mind, star rating isn't something to go by always, but it does suggest this man is on another planet. At 28 years old, this centre-back has become elite in every single area. Physically, he's nearly got 15+ in every single attribute. Only acceleration is below 15. He is just incredible physically, so good, and that is what's making him so powerful in the game engine. In my opinion, physicals are the most important this year. They seem to completely change a player, whether it's their speed or their strength or their height. It seems to just absolutely break the match engine, and Batashiyabu is really using that to his advantage. Mentally, he has balanced himself out now with some good determination, really good leadership, which has developed over the years as well. He's got good positioning, good vision, good tackling, really good marking. His heading has gone up to a very good level as well now, and he's even balanced out his first touch a little bit to the point where you can now consider him very good, if not amazing, in every single area he will need to be. Yes, he's not the best ball-playing centre-back, but that's not what we're asking him to do. He's developed some player traits as well, which do take up current ability points, so if we hadn't got these over the years, he might be an even better player to look at. He likes to argue with officials, wind up opponents, doesn't dive into tackles, and marks opponents tightly. But how has he performed? We know that he was performing well beforehand. It's another level now, guys. He has hit over 8 average match rating in 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. In some seasons, scoring nearly 15 goals in the league alone. In this season, he nearly scored 20 goals in the league. This man has been incredible. I haven't checked his awards yet, but I imagine he is at the least in contention for a few Ballon d'Or awards. What more can you say? He has done so well. I've actually simulated a couple years extra, so I'll quickly switch over to that so you can see the full picture of this guy. Here we go. Another few seasons have been added on. As he's got older, his attributes have begun to deteriorate, but it has only made him even more powerful in game, it seems, because for 4 seasons in a row now, he's hit over an 8 average match rating. He's scored 10+ goals for about 6 or 7 seasons in a row, and then before that, there's still a few seasons where he scored 10 or more. To be completely transparent with you, all I've done is use the tactic that you've seen on screen, and I set him to be at the near post for corners. That was it. I didn't even set the corner taker to always aim at near post. He's just standing at the near post, and he's scoring 1 every 2 games near enough. He is on an incredible level. As I mentioned, his attributes are slowly beginning to deteriorate because he is getting older, although you might consider him now in the prime of his career. He now has 82 appearances for France with 8 goals, still got the number 33 here at PSG. He must love it, and he has become an all-round superstar centre-back. But has he won any awards? You guys will be finding out at the same time I do. He's won lots of competitions with France. I don't know why his PSG competitions aren't showing, but it looks like they've won a fair few competitions over the years and have always been in contention for winning some things. But what about individually? Okay, here we go. World Golden Ball. Oh, he's never actually won it. That is so unfortunate. It looks like in the last couple of years, though, he has been runner-up. I don't know how. I suppose this guy has got more goals in appearances. But Batashiyabu, in terms of average match rating, has blown him out of the water. And in this season he has as well. This is so unfair. Again, he's in contention for the one in 2032. He was there again. Oh, he's always been in and around it. But the centre-back has never managed to win the World Golden Ball. Same with Footballer of the Year. He's never won that, but he's always been in contention. And World Player of the Year, he has never made it in, bless him. That is very harsh on the man. I think he certainly deserved to have got one over the years for those performances. If France had won a World Cup, maybe something like that, it could have tipped him over the edge. But it seems like the Argentine striker, who, I mean, he is a very good player actually, isn't he? He's no Batashiyabu though, is he? Batashiyabu's worst season is better than all of his. How has Batashiyabu not won a Ballon d'Or? It is a travesty. But what would be more of a crime is if you don't try and sign this guy in your save. He is that good. I've absolutely loved watching this simulation. I did not expect it to go so well. The reason I picked him in the first place was those strong physicals. I knew he could do something in the match engine if he's developed right. And it seems like if he does develop right, you get an absolute superstar. Plus, he starts off so young that if you did want to train his passing and make him a ball-playing centre-back, you could probably get away with it as well. This guy is ready-made to be world-class in FM22. If you haven't used him yet, make sure you do. I'm going to give him a rating of 10 out of 10. I think he's that good. PSG have got a superstar on their hands. He is the best centre-back I think I've seen this year now. Wasn't expecting this when I started the simulation, but I love him. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out my channel linked in the description. Thank you again, SPITCH, for sponsoring the video. But most of all, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.